Hello and welcome to Critical Strike, episode 58. I'm Kyle Dumont, and with me, as always, is Mr. Josh McNell.
Hello, Kyle. How are you?
I'm okay. That was a good intro. Had some nice power to it.
That's very good, sir. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, I'm also very proud to be back after a very long absence.
Almost 2 months?
Month and a half. Because we last recorded on the 23rd, 28th.
Well, everything kind of went to shit after I went to Funspot.
I went to the Jack and Jill, and then I went on vacation.
Yeah, which I didn't even know.
I swear I thought I told you.
Well, because I was like, okay, Kyle, these are the dates that I can record. The episode that I did with Billy, 57. And then today, this will get us back on our schedule. And you're like, oh, well, I'm going to be in South Carolina for both. And I was like, what? And then you're like, oh, I'm retarded. Sorry. I'm just going to be there for the one that I did with Billy.
Yeah.
And here you are. You're back.
I know I'm back.
I got my little jerk back, everybody.
Hooray. Everybody loves a little jerk. Every once in a while.
So, Billy wanted to know
Yep.
about your trip.
Okay. Kind of get everything squared away. I left... Well, I was supposed to leave Friday night. Or rather, Friday during the day, and kind of spend Friday night with Nancy. But my sister's apartment, actually house that she lives in, got broken into.
Really?
So, yeah, so all her shit's gone.
Everything. Like, literally everything.
All of her valuable stuff, so her laptop, her iPod,
Wow.
her Nook, that's all gone.
Well, I wouldn't mind losing a Nook, but yeah.
She's pissed off because she spent like $100 on books to read while she was at the beach.
But really, if you're going to do it, get a Kindle. I mean, come on.
Well, she got the Nook so she can share books with our aunt, because you can do that with the Nook.
This is me not caring.
Okay, I thought I dropped. I was like, fuck.
This is me not caring about the Nook. I'm sorry.
Okay. You don't care about the Nook. But she likes it, she liked it. Now she doesn't have it anymore. So, Friday morning, we picked up the rental cars. We picked up 2. We downgraded from a large van because it was more expensive and less, gas is shitty with a 15-person van.
Let it be known that the rest of the Dumonts are as cheap as Kyle.
Yes, we are known for our frugality. No Jew comments, Josh, or I will cut you.
All I'm going to say is every gas station they stopped at, the ground was checked for pennies.
Gas is expensive, though not expensive in the South. It was like $2.30 for a gallon.
I think that's what I think that's what it is here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap here.
It is almost $3 a gallon here. It is like $2.87.
Well, that's what you get for living in fake New England. Oh, I went there again.
Oh, God.
I went there again.
Stop going there, Josh. This is real New England. We were before you. But anyway, so Saturday afternoon, I left on my journey, loaded up all my stuff, got my car dock for my droid, got my Easy Pass, hooked everything up so I could listen to some Slacker when I was driving down the road, make everything nice and cool. So I was just about to head to the highway. It's about 20 minutes from where I live. The radio cuts out. And I was like, shit. My FM transmitter finally went.
Oh.
So I went into Walmart and grabbed a line-in cable.
Yeah.
So I just took that up to the headphone jack and stuck it into the car because it had one. And then everything was fine for a bit. Then the radio cut out again. So I was like, okay, maybe it's the audio output from my phone? Turned off the phone, turned it back on. That was not the problem. Do you want to know what the problem was, Josh?
The radio itself?
The radio itself. If the bass went up just a at any certain point, the radio would cut out and turn on 45 minutes later, only to be cut out again when another bass note hit.
Yeah, I would be
So,
pretty pissed.
yeah, so I drove 16 hours in that car with a
Without
broken
music.
radio. Nancy and I eventually used just the speakers to her iTouch and my Droid, and eventually her like boombox for her iPod that she has.
Wow. That is that's a pretty shitty trip so far.
Yeah, it was a really shitty trip. So I'm
So
driving
far.
down the highway with the windows down because the radio doesn't work and I need some background noise. So I don't know if you've ever seen the interior of a more recent Toyota Corolla.
Yes, I have.
Okay, you know how the dashboard is very smooth and it goes right down to the window, like one
Yes.
very smooth pane?
I like to call it a bubble dash, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's a bubble dash. So I had my Easy Pass on the dashboard and it wasn't really moving. So I moved from 287 onto the Garden State Parkway, and that is sort of like it's a jug handle. And both the windows are open and the Easy Pass slowly starts to move to the right.
Oh no.
So,
Really?
oh Josh, it gets better. So I leaned over to grab the Easy Pass before it flies out the window. In the process, jerking the steering wheel to the right, which
Oh no.
sent the Easy Pass flying out the window onto the Garden State Parkway, bouncing over the bridge that I was on and onto 287 below. And then it skidded off to the side.
Wow,
So
really, Kyle?
yes,
Wow.
I swear to God. So I had to stop on the side of the highway, go down, cross the bridge, go down the hill, grab my Easy Pass, climb the hill back up to the highway that I was on, and get back to my car.
You should have taken some pictures of this event and then sent them to me so I could have laughed at you.
That's precisely why I didn't do that.
Why not? Oh, come on. I wouldn't laugh at you that much.
So all I can say is the Easy Pass can take a lot of shit, because that thing still works.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I arrived in Philly at like 10, took a nap. Nancy woke me up at 1 when she got out of work. And then we started out on our journey. She was pissed off because I waited until we were in the car to tell her that she couldn't smoke. So she was unhappy for like 2 hours, actually an hour. Further angry when she found out that the radio didn't work.
Yeah. And nobody wants to be in a car with a pissed off Nancy.
It's not that bad.
No, I wouldn't want to be in a car with a pissed off Nancy. Because I would have this instigating attitude about me where I would like hold a cigarette up and I'd be like, oh, that is so good. That's a good cigarette, Nance. You should try this.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I have my e-cigarette. And she's like, I don't like that. It doesn't work. I'm like, all right. I did my best. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad. So we eventually drove down in shifts. She drove like the first 2 hours, and I drove 2. Then she drove 1, then I drove 3, and then it went on until we got to South Carolina.
Were you two the only ones in that car?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know originally with the plan, she was worried that you guys were going to be in the same vehicle with everybody.
Yeah.
Which she was like, that's going to be insane. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and that eventually didn't happen. It was more, economical to do it the other way. But I will say this, Virginia, one long-ass state. You drive through there for like 5 hours.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's pretty much the same with New Hampshire.
No, New Hampshire you can get through in 3.
If you're going from top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 hours to New Hampshire from here. It's 3 through New Hampshire, and then to get where we usually go in Maine, it's like another 4 or 5 hours.
If you're going to Maine, you're cutting through the middle of New Hampshire. You're not going from top to bottom, bud. Clearly, you don't know New Hampshire.
Clearly I don't, because I don't live there.
You're a retard.
Yeah, so it was a very long time in that car, and it sucked. I would describe the journey as soul-crushing.
At least you two got your alone time,
Yeah, we
rather
did.
than sitting in a car with the other demands.
Although the alone time didn't really work out because when I was done driving, I immediately went to bed.
Well, you're kind of a jackass when it comes to sleeping.
Yeah, I am. When I'm
Like-
tired, I need to sleep. But I
Yeah.
did that so I could actually be alert and not need to rely on the energy drinks, which would tear a hole through my stomach.
Right, but when it comes to sleep, you are a baby.
Yes, yes, I am.
Like when we get together, I'm fully expecting you to be like, "Oh man, it's 6 o'clock. Murder She Wrote is on, and then I gotta get to bed."
6 a.m. or 6 p.m.?
PM.
Dude, Murder, She Wrote's not on till like 9.
You would know that. You would know that.
But,
oh my god.
I found out that using Slacker for a long time sucks. Slacker sucks. The website program's fantastic, but the application that I have on my Droid blows. It crashed every half hour. It crashed.
Yeah, but we've talked about this right before we started recording.
I know, but I just wanted to say it. And there's thousands of comments for the application that
have you updated
it crashes.
the beta?
Yeah.
That could be why I haven't updated mine.
Oh. What version are you running?
I think I'm at least 2 behind.
Well, it was still crashing even then, but I didn't really care since I was just driving to work and back. And by the time it crashed, I got to the parking lot.
That's just weird. Mine never crashes.
I hate you, Josh.
I know you do. I'm not going to go into why.
Yeah. But my vacation was fun. Booze was super cheap.
Did Nance stay for the whole vacation or
Yeah.
just the wedding?
No, she stayed for the whole week.
Oh, cool.
South Carolina is very hot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And wearing a wool suit for a wedding was not the most enjoyable thing that I've ever done.
Should have given me some pictures.
Yeah.
I could have had Mick do something with them.
I think there are a few pictures of me.
I will be getting them.
Yeah, I gotta wait until my cousins put them up on Facebook.
And I will be getting them.
All right.
And we will be doing things to them. We will have a contest.
Oh man, I love your Photoshop contests.
Yes.
Me with a Fidel, as Fidel rather, was
you
a
as
glorious
Fidel
picture.
Castro.
Yep.
You drinking, what was it, Captain Morgan?
Captain Morgan with a cat head in it.
Yeah. You holding a hentai box and having a crucifix on the back of the room. And then you with your thumbs up saying, I killed Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Good times.
But the internet has never seen these.
No.
Those are very early Kyle pictures. I don't want to release those.
Yeah, those were me when I was in shape and fit, and before I started working full time in this job that I work for.
Right. So all in all, the trip wasn't too bad.
No, I mean, driving aside, it was a good vacation. I loved it.
So there was no like big drama with you and Nance that Billy's looking for here, right?
No, none.
Oh, too bad. I'm surprised with you two.
My other family is a whole nother story.
Well,
my sister hooked up with a guy, and it was funny because we all made fun of her. And my brother was hitting on apparently a schizophrenic neighbor at like 3 a.m, and the father came out and chased him down the street.
That is awesome. Well, I mean, not your sister part, but I mean, what your brother did was funny. I mean, I don't understand why you guys would give your sister shit for hooking up with somebody, but your brother doing that is funny.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like your brother to me. Like, the little times I've talked to him, he doesn't seem like the schizophrenic type.
Well, she was talking to herself. The whole thing was, my cousin is 18, and she's like, "Look, David, I'm going to show you how you do this." So he went up to the first girl that he saw, which happened to be this girl. Well, not girl. She was like 18. This person standing in the middle of the road at 3 a.m. talking to herself.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell? That is great.
The words, "Get away from my daughter," were yelled. And then,
"Get your damn Dumont hands away from my daughter."
Yeah, apparently she started shrieking and this stuff happened. But I was unaware because I got heat rash and took some, not fucking Benadryl. What's the shit that knocks you right out?
NyQuil?
No, it is Benadryl.
Benadryl, yeah.
Yeah, I took some Benadryl and then drank some liquor, and that is not a good combination.
Kyle and drinking, folks. Big surprise.
Dude, whatever. But yeah, that was my vacation. Good times.
Yeah, and I already talked about the Funspot trip on the last episode, so I'm not gonna to bring it up again. But
Weird
I had a
wedding.
good time.
I mean, that's really I have to say is it was a weird wedding.
Yeah. But now that the Funspot trip and the wedding are out of the way, we are back.
Yep.
Back as usual, and not much has changed for us here at Critical Strike. So,
Nope.
Sir, why don't you go into what you've been playing
All
or
right.
doing or what you've been up to or whatever we say
I
normally.
know what I have been up to. So
Tell me about games.
games. I've played a few. Final Fantasy, I put like 30 hours into it. I got to the open world part and just stopped playing.
The original? 13?
Final
Wait.
Fantasy 13.
Well, you said Final Fantasy. You didn't say
Come
13.
on. You should
Come
know
on,
by
Kyle.
now.
Kyle. You say Final Fantasy to me.
Yep. Okay, I got it. But yeah, Final Fantasy 13, the part that I was waiting for, the open world, got to it, and I was like, this is not like the rest of the game. I really don't feel like playing this now.
So wait a minute. You got to what everybody considers to be the better part of the game,
Yep.
and then you stopped.
Yes.
Is it because you were used to the way it was?
I think that's part of it. It's just that it completely changed. I was just used to running down one path and be like, okay, I'll fight these guys.
I mean,
Another
you got
thing
to you got to the part that you wanted to be at.
Yes.
That early on you were bitching that you couldn't get to
Yes.
earlier. And then you finally get there,
Yep.
and now you're done with the game.
You're correct.
I don't know.
I don't
If
know
I
what's
like
wrong.
you.
I don't know what's wrong with me either.
That is weird.
It is weird. I think part of it is that the guys are drastically more difficult. So, I mean, just trying to find an area where I can just kill guys without getting destroyed is a big part of it.
That has nothing to do with it, though. I honestly think it's what we said earlier, is that you got used to the way the game was.
Yeah.
And that's the way that you wanted to play it from that point on.
I know. I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, that is weird.
I'll probably get back to it eventually.
Oh, I guarantee you were. You will. I mean, because eventually, early on, you said that you're not playing it anymore because of how linear it is and how long it's taking. And then you stopped. But then you got to the open world part, and you're like, oh, I don't like this anymore. It's not linear and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then you stopped.
Well, the thing is, the story really kicked in. It sucked that it took 20 hours to do it, but then I was like, holy shit, things are happening. And I'm just glad I finally know who I can point at and go, you're the bad guy. I have to take you down.
Yeah, see, I still don't know.
What?
I got rid of the game
Why'd you get rid of the game?
because I'm not going to play it again
Why not?
because Billy ruined it for me.
How did Billy ruin it for you?
He told me it's sci-fi.
You didn't know it was sci-fi from the beginning?
It's not sci-fi to me.
What would you consider that then?
Final Fantasy.
Then consider it's similar technology to Final Fantasy VII. That was sci-fi.
It's not to me.
Then
But
why
the
is
fact that
13
he said it is, now I no longer want to play it.
Well,
that
that's your
ruined it for
problem.
me. It is my problem, and I dealt with the problem. I got rid of the game.
Well, you didn't handle the problem correctly.
I did. I got rid of the game. I don't like sci-fi, so I'm not going to have sci-fi in my house.
Josh, there are a lot of games that you play that are sci-fi.
No,
Crackdown is
don't
sci-fi.
know, Kyle. No, how is Crackdown? What?
It is science fiction, Josh.
No, it isn't.
You are a person who has supernatural abilities that are given to him by an agency in the somewhat distant future. Well, near future, I guess. That is science fiction.
You're walking down a fine line, pal. I would shut up while you can.
Dude, that is science fiction.
I would shut up while you can.
I'm just saying. But Batman, played and beat that. I did get to that point that Billy was talking to that made absolutely no fucking sense. And it almost made me not want to play the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was looking for too.
Yep.
He wanted to see how you would react to that. Like, would you be like, "What? Why is this here? I'm done. This is dumb."
I did send him a text that said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" all in caps. There was an XX on X, and he said, "Yep, that's the spot." But the game was fun enough that I went back to it and beat it. And not only did I beat it, but I found all the hidden collectibles in it too.
Now, what did you think about the Joker?
It's Mark Hamill as a Joker. He was funny.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
At the end,
yeah,
that was bullshit. That was such a letdown. But the game overall was really fun, so
I think that Joker thing though, like, Mega Joker, is what kept me from wanting to play the game.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb. Like, every once in a while, you getting those guys that were all baned out was lame because you fought them in the same way by throwing a boomerang on them and then
Right,
jumping on
right.
their back.
And I was okay with that. Like when I saw that in certain parts of the game, from watching videos and such. But when I think last year when David showed me the picture of the end boss, I was like, okay, I have no interest in this anymore. This game is dead to me now. That is the most retarded fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and you don't actually fight him. Oh my God. The way you fight him is he jumps on a platform and he turns his back to you. So you use your grappling hook to drag him down on the ground. And then that's how he gets hurt. That's how he gets hurt. And you do that 3 times, and then you put plastic explosive on your hand and punch him in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I almost bought because right now on Steam they're doing all the holiday sales.
Yep.
For the 4th of July, and they have the Square Enix pack.
Ooh,
Or
what's in the Square
Square
Enix
Enix.
pack?
What?
What's in that pack?
Just Cause 2, all the Tomb Raiders, Batman Arkham Asylum, a couple of the
Oh,
RPGs.
Square Soft.
Yeah.
You
Well,
said
because
Square Enix.
it is Square Enix, you dumb fuck.
Oh, well,
Because Square bought Eidos.
I know.
So they got a bunch of the Eidos games there. They got a bunch of the Square games there. And I was thinking about buying it. I think it's like $79 with like easily 20 games plus DLC for all of them.
That is pretty tempting.
Yeah. And the fact that it has Batman Arkham Asylum there kind of draws me to it a little bit because I do want to play it, especially after you've been playing it. But
It is a really fun. It's a really fun game, Josh. It is. In all honesty, there are some shitty parts in it, but it is still a good game.
yeah, I don't know. Like I might end up buying that pack tonight.
Dude, go for it.
I have to use my 360 controller then because remember on the PC one you can't change your controls.
Okay.
That's lame, man. I'm on a PC. I should be able to set whatever control scheme I want.
But I finished up Batman. I sent that back, and there were 3 games that I wanted. Among them were Alan Wake, not Pixel Junk Monsters, but 3D Dot Game Heroes, and something else. I forgot which. But I got Halo 3 ODST instead.
Boo.
Yeah, it was okay. I don't get why they make such a big deal over Master Chief when you have 5 guys that are effectively Master Chief.
Well, I'm not a Halo aficionado, but don't they make a big deal over Master Chief because he is the last?
He's not the last, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But there's just normal humans that have the same shield technology that he does.
Wait, is Master Chief not a normal human?
No, he's a Spartan too. They're like cyborgs.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought the whole Spartan thing was like the squad he was in.
No. Their Spartan ones were like mostly human guys. Spartan 2s were people who were pretty much not bred, but entirely raised to be warriors, and Spartan 3s are like disposable Spartan 2s. They're designed to die within like 2 weeks or something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, these ODST guys are just regular Joes. They're like special forces, but they can apparently regenerate their damage and they have shields.
See, I thought he regenerated his shields and everything because of his armor.
Yeah, well, he does do that because of his armor.
Oh, okay. It's not because he's a cyborg, but
Yeah, the Mjolnir armor, I think that's what it's called, like has regenerative shields.
Halo's so confusing.
Yeah, and
Like-
you think Master Chief's so awesome because he can flip over like a Jeep with one arm, but these ODST guys can do that too.
So basically, everything we know about Halo is a lie.
Essentially, that I think it's just ODST guys, which are normal humans, are equivalent to a Spartan 2, which were modified humans. And that's kind of crappy.
But overall, did you like the game?
It was short. I mean,
Yeah.
I beat that in two or three nights. I was very surprised.
I remember everybody telling me how short it was and that I should play it because it's so short.
The way they go about the game too is pretty interesting. There's like all these little vignettes where you learn like what happened to your squad, but how he learns about the squad doesn't really make sense.
Do you ever get to see Master Chief?
You do not. This
No.
is happening on Earth like just before Halo 3 happens. I think that's what they hint at. You never played it, so did you play
I
Halo
played
3?
Halo 3
It's like you're in New Mombasa
on Halo 3.
in Halo 3.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Remember, I played Halo 3. I did a
Oh
co-op with you
yeah,
for a
that's
little
right.
while.
I forgot. It was so long ago.
Yeah, that was a long time
It
ago.
was. But it like happens just around there, so it's sort of like a side story. But the way he learns of the what happened to his squad, because you get separated at the very beginning of the game, is he'll pick up a bent sniper rifle and like peer at it, and then he'll learn like this hour side story of what happened to this guy. Or he'll pick up a chunk of a piece of explosive and learn something.
So they ripped that off from Lost Odyssey, where Kaim is walking around. He's like, "I remember that little girl."
Yeah,
Dream sequence.
except he doesn't remember anything. He's guessing at what happened. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that he does is he picks up a helmet. I'm like, oh, that makes sense because there's a camera in there and it stores all that information. But after that, there's not really anything like that which would allow him to do that. So that was a bit of a turnoff for me because it didn't make sense. Do man not know?
Do man not know? Do man not know? Master Chief make no sense.
Yeah, they sort of played with the lore, and I didn't like the way they did it.
Hey, I'm surprised you remember that. The do man not know?
Dude, I know. Well, I think that's just because I opened up iTunes and that's the title of the episode.
That was fuck Rocket Knight Adventures.
uh, what is he, like a kangaroo or something? No, no, no.
He's a
He's a
possum.
rat. He's a possum.
He's
That's it.
he's a Yeah, let's not go down this path again. All right, I am never talking about that game on this podcast again. I'm never talking about any game prior to.
Well, I think you shouldn't talk about games that involve possums. It just doesn't make sense.
Look, if you can have Sonic the Hedgehog, you can have Crash Bandicoot, you can have Jack and Daxter, you can have Ratchet and Clank. Why can't you have a fucking possum in a night suit? All right, that's where I'm leaving it at. You guys are dumb. I hate you and Billy. I'm never talking about that game on the podcast again. I'm never talking about that game series on the podcast again. I am never talking about mascots again. I hate you both. Fuck you.
Are you all better now?
A little bit.
Okay.
He's a possum.
I mean, after that, those are the serious games that I played. I mean, I beat 2 games. That's pretty good for me. Actually,
That is pretty good.
That's really good for me.
Yeah. I approve.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big Halo guy or anything. I know you like the Halo game,
Yeah,
so it's
I
about
do.
time that you finally got to play ODST.
I know. It is really but I was disappointed that I got ODST, but I was also excited that I got ODST.
So what are you looking forward to getting next?
Alan Wake or 3D Dot Game Heroes.
Oh, yeah. I have Alan Wake sitting here. I actually have not played it yet.
It's a survival horror game, and I'm a big fan of those.
I am too, and I'm really upset with myself, like, because right now we're in kind of a lull with game releases.
Lol.
A lull with game releases, and and like the fact that I haven't played that yet, like, you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You obviously know what I'm doing. What have I been doing in this period?
I don't know. What have you been doing in this period?
I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I actually played a little bit of that too. Not
So,
as much
like-
as I'd like.
Yeah, so all my time is being spent playing Street Fighter rather than playing Alan Wake. You know, I spend a little bit more time with 3D Dot Game Heroes, and I'm actually almost done.
I played that a little bit while I was at Nancy's house waiting for her to get back from work.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she got it.
I don't think she's had time to play it yet.
What about you? You liked it?
It was definitely up my alley. It was super fun.
Yeah. All right, so continue with what you were going to say.
I mean, that's it. I played the Crackdown demo. It is Crackdown with zombies.
Right. And is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing because I really enjoyed Crackdown. but I don't get where it's the demo, so I don't know the things behind things.
Right. I don't know if it adds any more further on. Granted, I've only played the demo as well.
They added the moving agility and driving orbs, which are fun to chase after.
I actually really like that. But here's one thing, okay?
I said that are fun to chase after. I didn't say aren't. I enjoyed
Yeah,
them.
I know.
Okay.
I said I like them too.
Well, you made it sound like condescending. I'm sorry. Continue.
Are you that insecure about your possum,
I am.
Kyle?
Possum. I have a turtle.
But no, there's some people who've gotten review copies of Crackdown 2, and they've gone back and forth between Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2 at the same time, like on the same screen or different screen setup, but they're playing them both at the same time, right? And they've found at least 20 orbs in the same exact spot between both games.
I mean, they did stick agility orbs up the ass in that game. There were what,
No,
500?
but these are hidden orbs.
Oh, but there were like 100 of those, weren't there?
I think there was 500 as well.
I don't think there were that many. I think there might have been like 300.
Well, either way, like, there's a bunch of hidden orbs in Crackdown 2 that are in the same exact spot that they were in Crackdown 1.
Well, how many hidden areas in Crackdown? It's in the same city, right?
Yeah.
Well,
it takes place like 10 years later or whatever.
So
but
the agency took over?
Well, hold on. What I'm asking is, how do you feel about that? Like, a lot of people are saying, and I see where they're coming from, that this is kind of highway robbery. It's basically the same game with zombies and a couple of other things. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's dumb that they're recycling some stuff from the previous game, but what sequel hasn't recycled stuff from the previous game?
Well, here's the thing, though. From what I'm being told, it's basically the same exact game.
But what's the problem if Crackdown 1 was good?
That's okay. So what I said to these people is,
Halo 3 and Halo ODST were essentially the same game with different people.
Yes, that's basically what I said.
Oh wait, there was a new gun. That's the key difference, and that gun sucked.
To me, I'm okay with Crackdown 2 being like that, even though I understand where they're coming from. I fully understand where they're coming from. But to me, I wanted more Crackdown. I wanted 4-player co-op within Crackdown. I wanted all these things. So now, Crackdown to me isn't about the game itself. It's about getting online with co-op and just fucking around with my friends. That's what I did with the original one. And that's what I want to do with this one. So I'm okay with it. But, I'm interested in the game. I really enjoyed the time with the demo that I had. I have it pre-ordered. Actually, it shipped last night.
Oh, hot.
And,
actually, I probably should add that to my queue right now.
Yeah, because the reason why I bought it is I actually got rid of the first one, and now that everybody's saying that it's the same game, I was like, sweet, so I'm rebuying Crackdown plus getting all this new shit. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Want to do some co-op possibly?
Oh yeah, I'm down for co-op or just fucking around online with anybody at any time with that game. Like, that's something that Billy and I have talked about, and you're welcome to join us. And
ooh, Singularity. That sounds hot. Maybe I'll add that too. Oh, is that not good?
I hate that you get so distracted.
I'm sorry. It's just it popped up.
You're such a bad person, Kyle. Like, when you were going to get your Easy Pass off the hill, did you say, "Oh, nice shiny car," and then did you run into it like a fucking retard?
Well, no, because the car would hurt me. But if I saw like a nice shiny quarter or something, I would have been like, "Ooh, shiny quarter."
Which again goes back to what you even said before about how frugal the demands are.
Yep. Actually, that's what you hinted at. I just agreed with you.
Oh yeah, that's right. So is that all you got?
I made a lake, sort of, for Sparta.
Yeah. Is that what you tweeted about today?
Yeah, the pond. A frog went in there. It did not come out.
What?
Yeah. Sparta ate a frog.
You need to take some pictures of the pond.
I did. It's on.
Did you?
It's on Twitter.
I don't pay attention to what you tweet, Kyle.
I said, this is the pond, soon to be known as the killing field. It was right after I tweeted the thing about the frog going into the pond.
I didn't even see a tweet about the frog going into the pond.
Well, it's just looking like the last 4 tweets that I said, and it's in there.
Fine, I'll go look at it after the podcast.
Okay.
Not during, because I'm not like you.
Well, look at it during the break.
All right, you done?
I am done.
All right, we're going into a break.
Okay, look at the picture.
right. Well, in your absence, I haven't really played that much.
Oh, and you were
Yeah.
giving me shit.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I haven't played that much because I didn't have a month and a half of sitting on games to talk about.
Well, to be
I had 2 weeks.
okay.
Fucker.
To be fair, I did beat ODST in 3 days.
That's like a 2-hour game.
It's like an 8-hour game.
That's like a 2-hour game.
8,
2,
8,
2,
8,
2.
8.
All right. Well, you know, I played a game on Steam that I bought the other night.
Okay.
Actually, last night. It was, I think, $2 or $3.
All right.
It's titled Max and the Magic Marker.
Billy was saying that I should get it, but
Yes.
he said it was not worth $20, so I should not get it.
Is it $20 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not worth $20. $2 or $3, fine. $5, sure. $20, no. Basically, what the game is you've played Scribblenauts, right? So
Yeah.
it's basically Scribblenauts minus the words, but kind of the similar platforming.
How is that similar to Scribblenauts then? The words were the key part of the game.
Okay, art style, it's almost identical to Scribblenauts.
Okay.
It looks a lot like Scribblenauts, and it plays a lot like Scribblenauts.
How can it play a lot like Scribblenauts if there's no words?
You know, there are times, Kyle.
I'm sorry, but it's like the key mechanic to Scribblenauts is writing shit down.
It's how you get through the puzzles, is what I'm saying.
So you use items that you write down and they come out?
No, you're not even letting me progress into what I was going to say. You
Okay.
just keep cutting me off. I hate you, Kyle. Okay, in Max and the Magic Marker, what you do is you have a marker in the game. So you can control yourself using WASD on your keyboard, and then that gets you up and down and left and right and so forth.
Okay.
And then there's little puzzles that you have to do. Like, I need to get from where I am over this little gully of water to the other side. Well, how can I do that? I can't really jump that far. There's nothing in the water for me to jump onto, and there's nothing I can get to above. So you take your marker and you draw a line over it, making yourself a little bridge.
So it's like Kirby and the Canvas Curse.
It's a lot like Kirby and the Canvas Curse meets Scribblenauts with its art style and puzzle aspects.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying now?
Yes.
Okay.
So
good.
why didn't you
Fuck
just say it was more like Kirby the Canvas Curse than Scribblenauts?
Because nobody likes Kirby.
I love Kirby.
Like I said, nobody likes Kirby.
Oh. Why you gotta be so mean?
Because you wouldn't let me buy Frostmourne.
I
Um,
didn't prevent you. If you want to buy it, buy it. It is yours for the taking, Josh. Take up the Dark Mantle.
No. So anyways,
Frostmourne hungers, Josh. It hungers for you.
Frostmourne hungers. But no, this game is really creative. It has a lot of nice puzzles to it, and it has a lot of different ways of achieving what you want to do. Like like Billy pointed out, you can kind of cheat when there's enemies in the game, and you have to like draw something to come land on top of them to kill them.
Okay,
Oh.
now it makes sense. So it's Scribblenauts Pictionary.
Kind of.
So you draw an anvil, and an anvil drops on a guy's head.
Exactly.
Okay, why didn't you just say it like that?
Because I was trying to get there, and you kept cutting me off.
Sorry, I'm an asshole.
I know you are. So yeah, it's like that, and there's just a lot of objectives to do. Like earlier today, I was climbing a volcano in the game, and it's shooting out gigantic flaming boulders at me. And when I was on top of the volcano, I had to protect myself for a minute because there was a ton of boulders coming out,
Okay.
which were landing right next to me or on top of me. So what I did is I drew a little line above myself where all the boulders just hit it and then went down. So I protected myself with my line that I drew. The bad part about the game, and this is kind of really bad to me, I don't know the whole story of the game. I skipped it just so I can get right into playing it. But there's a bad guy.
Okay.
He's purple, and he has a green mohawk.
Does he erase your
And,
lines?
No, what he does is he takes your ink away.
Oh, that dick.
It's like throughout the level, there's little orange orbs, and once you get those, it fills up your pen with ink. And once you hit a checkpoint in the game, he like comes out and goes rah ha 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 ha, and then takes all your ink every fucking time.
So he's like that asshole in Altered Beast. Hades.
Kind of, yeah. But the thing is, it happens about 10 or 20 times in the middle of a level.
Oh, that's really lame.
So, like, you never actually have a full marker of ink. Like, he just takes it every time you hit a checkpoint.
Huh.
And apparently Max can't swim. I thought we were done with this whole can't swim thing since, like, Castlevania 2. I'm kind of not... I don't like not being able to swim in games. Then again, in Scribblenauts you couldn't swim, could you?
You could. You can jump in water.
I don't remember if you could.
You would be
Okay, well, in
punished
this one,
terribly
water
if
kills...
you jumped in water. But you could jump in
Water kills this kid. Max is a pussy. But yeah, it's a $2 game. I can't really complain about it. I actually really enjoyed it. I ended up playing it for like 2 or 3 hours on Skype with Billy today too.
Ah, cool.
So it's cool. Yeah, I don't know if you see it for like $2, pick it up. But otherwise,
Well,
it's not worth
I don't know.
$20.
I don't know. I don't open up Steam, so I probably won't see it.
Hey, I asked you earlier in the week if you wanted some games on Steam.
Yep, and I said no.
Yeah, you're dumb. You could have had Civilization, all of the whole 4 series.
Civilization's fun, but I wasn't gonna pay money for it.
You wouldn't have. I would have gifted it to you, jackass.
I didn't want them.
All right. After that, I played Killing Floor, and I talked about Killing Floor a long time ago on the show, maybe like 20 episodes ago, something like that.
Josh, that had
it's
to be like
basically
3 years ago.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I talked about it a long time ago. At least last year. No, definitely last year. Now I'm kind of sounding like Rain Man. Yeah, definitely last year. Yeah, last year. Yeah, definitely last year.
How many matchsticks are there, Josh?
Hot water burn, baby. Hot water burn, baby.
Wow, you play a retard really well.
Hot water burn, Kyle. Do not know. Killing Floor though, I ended up playing it because
is superb. Oh, were you not acting?
I don't like you. I don't like you anymore. But
I'm sorry, Josh.
no, I ended up having to play. See, are you gonna let me talk?
Eventually. Okay, go for it.
I ended up having to play Killing Floor.
Blech. All right.
Podcast.
I'm done. Killing Floor. What's it about?
I ended up having to play Killing Floor because it was on sale on Steam. I think it was like $10 or $15, something like that. But Simon Diavanoff, Mr. Simon from Gamer Clash and Gamer Corp, bought it, and Chia Hippo also had it. So they invited me on a game with Simon's brother Mike and their other co-host Reggie, and so it was basically all of us killing a shitload of waves of zombies. And if you've played Halo ODST, and that has the Horde mode in it. Uncharted has something similar, basically where it's just a wave of enemies keep coming after you.
Okay.
And you have to kill them without dying. And at the end of each wave, you get to go to a shop and upgrade your weapons. Like I ended up with a crossbow, where I was just fucking launching arrows into zombies' heads.
I don't see how a crossbow's an effective zombie weapon.
Well, you got to remember, zombies are rotting, and their head kind of explodes when the bolt hits them.
Well, it'll just go through and pierce and keep going. It's not like they have explosive tips or anything.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's a wonderful thing that it's a video game and not completely reality.
But that bothers me.
You're dumb. You do play a retard pretty good, Kyle. No, so at the end of each wave, you get to go to the store and buy some new items, be it flamethrower, rocket launcher, grenades, a bodysuit of armor, and such like that. So, and then once you shop, you go back into another wave of zombies.
Okay.
And at the very final one, you get to fight a big boss. And when we first did the boss, we lost like 3 people. They died earlier against the zombies. And so it was basically me and Chia Hippo against the boss, who can kill you in 2 hits if he catches up to you. He can also teleport. He can also go invisible. He also has a gigantic machine gun on him, and on his other arm, a rocket launcher. So that boss is not exactly inviting.
Yeah, that doesn't sound terribly inviting.
And he kicked the shit out of us. He first killed Chia Hippo, and Simon has a video of it somewhere where I'm running away from the boss. He was watching me, and he recorded it, and it has my voice chat and everything. I'm running down a hallway, and I'm like, Simon, help me! Where are you guys? And it's just me, and I'm running upstairs, and all they see is the boss running behind me, and I'm like, where are you guys? It's dark. And finally, the boss caught up to me, and he killed me.
That's no fun.
And I was sad. Yeah. So then we played again, and this time we actually killed the boss. And when I played it last year, I remember it being a lot harder. I mean, a lot harder than it was when we played this time. Like, I don't remember the boss teleporting around, and I remember it taking almost 20 minutes to kill him. Because I played it last year with Cripple and Chris and all of them from the World of Warcraft Guild. It just seems a lot different now than it did then. And that's not a bad thing. I think the game, it's progressed pretty well. I do like it, and I would say for $20 or whatever, if you can get it for that, it's worth it. It's a fun little time sink. It's nothing more than a glorified horde mode or something like that with bosses, but it's still cool, and it offers a lot. I like it a lot.
Okay.
So maybe if you ever get a real computer, Kyle, you can play with us.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe they'll put out a Mac version of it that I won't play.
Yeah, fucking Mac people. Fucking Mac people.
It says platforms Mac OS X.
Oh, really? Is it Mac already?
Yeah.
Oh, damn! I'm gonna have to get it for you.
Nope.
No, I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
that. I don't like you that much. But after that, I played some Left 4 Dead 2. Not much to say about Left 4 Dead 2. It's still the same game as what it was before. It's Left 4 Dead 1. What was cool about this time, though, is Simon set it to a certain mode where you only had a chainsaw. I didn't have a gun or anything. I just had a chainsaw. And to tell you how much I don't like Left 4 Dead, basically when we spawned, I killed everybody with my chainsaw.
Oh, why would you do that?
I'm that much of a dick.
That's not very nice.
Yeah. But they made me play Left 4 Dead, so that's not very nice of them. But I did promise Billy that I would play Left 4 Dead 2 with him at least 2 or 3 times, so I have an obligation I have to get through. And then after that, I never have to play the game again. So if you want to play Left 4 Dead on the PC with me, you have 3 times that you can do it. I don't know. I'm not a big Left 4 Dead guy. Like I don't know if you are either, actually.
No, I'm not.
It would have been much cooler. Like the game would have been so much cooler on the multiplayer aspect of it if you can pick what side you want to be, rather than like, okay, now you're randomly human. Okay, now you're randomly an infected. Like, let me be. If I want to be an infected all the time, or if I want to be a human all the time, I should be able to choose.
Yeah, I mean, can't you choose what faction you are in, like, Counter-Strike?
Yeah, I believe so. So, like, but in Left 4 Dead, you can't. It assigns you, okay, you're a human. Okay, no, now you're an infected. And I don't think you can even pick what type of infected you are.
Yeah, that's kind of lame. But doing that stops people from stops like 8 people from being like a tank or something.
Well, no. See, what I would be fine with is if it said, okay, these are the list of infected you can be. You can be a smoker, a boomer, the jockey, and the hunter, and stuff like that. And the witch and the tank are only specialty. Those are random. Those are completely random. You can't pick those. And then you have your humans, and you get to pick what side you want to be and what infected you want to be. I think that would have been a much better model, for me at least. That would have kept my interest. Because then I can come up with strategy, and I can try to perfect being a certain type of infected.
Yeah.
Because I'm that type of guy. I like to be the best that I can with a certain class. Like World of Warcraft, I was a great tank. I loved playing as a tank. Street Fighter, I have a specific character that I'm really good with because I spent so much time with them. And that's really what made me not want to play Left 4 Dead in the long run. That's basically all I have to say about Left 4 Dead. You got nothing?
Nope, nothing.
Okay, why don't you tell them how they can reach us?
All right, there's a few ways. You can contact us via Twitter at Critical Strike, or at KR Dumont, or at Nasero, or at Nasero, depending on how you pronounce it. It varies from person to person. You can call us on our voicemail, which is 909-C-STRIKE. I don't know the numbers for it. I'm not gonna. Okay, I quite frankly don't care.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read them off today. I don't care enough to.
Or you can contact us via email, which is criticalcstrikepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, very good.
Yep.
You've gotten good at that little line, sir.
I know you make me do it every time.
I know that is your thing. That is your thing.
It is.
I give you one thing to do a show, and you're starting to get good at it.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you for all the people who have been leaving us iTunes reviews. We really appreciate it.
Have we hit 40 yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But remember, everybody, if we hit 40 iTunes reviews, what we said a long time ago still applies now. Kyle will print them all out and roll around them like on his bed, Scrooge McDuck style.
And film it.
So if you want to see that happen, get us to 40 iTunes reviews, all right? Because I want to see it happen. And remember, he's going to do it naked.
That wasn't part of the deal.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks. Look forward to more guests on Critical Music. And for other fine podcasts, check out Platform Nation. And we will see you guys later.
Goodbye.